Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Locked In Podcast, Season 2, Episode 9. This episode, once again, presented by Defense Soap. Defense Soap has many great options to keep your skin protected from the fungus you encounter day in and day out. Whether you're on a wrestling mat, a course, a field, or even just want a good, high-quality natural soap, it is the best way to ensure your skin is protected. Defense Soap, the best natural performance skincare on the market. Seth, welcome back to the podcast.
Thanks, man.
I was the last one to do it, and then you were the one before that, I think. So it's just been me. You're the last co-star I had on here. So
Just because I'm the best.
Yeah, exactly. The absolute best, right?
Yeah, there's a reason you haven't asked one of the other two to come back. There's a reason you just did them on your own.
Yeah. Well, plus I was in Charlottesville when I did the last one.
I don't care. They still suck. Throwing shots today.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, guys, November 15th today, sporting the hunting gear. Seth just dropped a nice...
I don't say the price.
Nice crispy amount.
My dad might listen to this.
A nice crispy amount.
Yeah.
Not like a bizarre amount, but a good amount.
He can check my bank account anyway, so I'll probably see it.
You got yourself some hunting pants and some boots. Seth has now become a hunter officially. He's ready to go shoot some deers.
I didn't become a hunter officially. I became somebody who doesn't want to freeze.
That's true. That is true. Seth and I went out and sat in a blind this morning on opening day, and it was cold, and Seth was wearing snakeskin cowboy boots, and he was like, oh, wait a minute, my toes are freezing off. Yeah. It was a great time.
Was that for you? You were warm.
That's true. Anyway, before we get into today, we're going to kind of step away from the it's still going to be fantasy involved, but we're going to be more so NFL involved, and we're going to do the NFC Breakdown. The next episode will be the AFC Breakdown, so we're going to talk about 16 teams today, 16 teams in the next episode, go in a little bit of depth with them, what the records are, what we anticipate moving forward, and so on and so forth. But before we get into that, guys, I want to let everybody know that is listening right now. Giveaway happening either I'm going to post a video today or tomorrow with Defense Soap. Their best-selling packages, I'm giving 3 of those away. So all you have to do is go ahead and comment on my video on TikTok and then make sure to go follow both of us on Instagram. That is all you have to do. So look at this guy. Seth is going, I haven't made the video yet. So you got to wait. But it's going to be coming, and make sure you just comment down below. Seth literally likes his Defense Soap. He wants to try it out. So he wants to get one of these kits right here.
Is that the full kit?
No, there's more. I can show you everything afterwards. But they got a wide variety of things, whether it's from acne care, defense wipes, shower gel, so on and so forth. So you guys can get a package yourself. So all you have to do is go and do those couple of things. But now getting into the actual episode now, we have the NFC Breakdown. We're going to go ahead and start with what seems to be the best version, or the best division, of the NFC, and that is the NFC East. We'll go ahead and we'll go in order of who's in first and then go from there. We're going to start with the first in this division, the Eagles, who are 8-1 now after a loss to the Washington Commanders last night on Monday Night Football. What are your thoughts about that?
I mean, I figured it was bound to happen at some point.
But were you? I want to think it was going to happen to the Commanders.
And they're not.
The Commanders are okay.
I mean, if you think about it, they've won 4 of their last 5 games.
Okay, the Commanders are on here in the 4th position. I'll just run through all 4 teams in the NFC East quick. So the Eagles are number 1 at 8-1. The Giants are number 2 at 7-2. The Cowboys are at number 3 at 6-3, and then the Commanders are at 4 in the division at 5-5. So I mean, honestly, the division is pretty stacked. Everybody's at least at 500 or higher, compared to the other divisions that we'll get into, the South, North, and West. It's definitely a lot harder division. But Commanders, in my opinion, in terms of fantasy relevancy, Carson Wentz used to be fantasy relevant. He is not, and he is out. So Taylor Heineke is the only one we have an option for. He scored 5 fantasy points last night, not worth picking up at all.
He scored 5?
He scored 5, but they somehow won. I think the running backs had some breakout games. And that's the problem, though, is that we're not starting Brian Robinson. We're not starting J.D. McKissick, who's also on injury report. The only one that we'd honestly start is Antonio Gibson, because he's got some upside. But besides him, I mean, are we starting anybody? I used to think Curtis Samuel. I have Curtis Samuel. He's actually not bad. He's like the 20th wide receiver on the year. He had some breakout games earlier on, but he only scored 6 points last night. So then it's like, who do we go to? Scary Terry. We all thought was going to do really well this year. Has not performed very well. Would you say there's anybody that you would start? Or if there was, who would it be at this time from the Commanders? For me, I say if I am going to start somebody, it'd be Scary Terry or Antonio Gibson, but it's knowing that there is not much upside to either one of them.
I wouldn't start. I mean, if he's not getting very many... No, Terry McLaurin had a big game last night, didn't he?
Did he last night? Get on your phone for me quick.
I thought he had like...
All I know is that Curtis Samuel was the number 1 overall targeted on their team for a while there. He's kind of dropping off, but he also got 6 targets last night still, so it's not a bad thing. He only caught 2 of them, so that's a bad thing. But we're gonna see Scary Terry. What do you get?
No, he had 8 catches for 128 yards last night.
Okay. He hasn't been doing that though, has he? Check it out.
5 catches for 56, 6 for 113, 5 for 73 and a touchdown. He hasn't been scoring.
That's the problem.
He's been getting catches and yards. He just hasn't been scoring.
Kind of like Tyreek Hill.
He's only got 2 touchdowns
on the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not great. Not great. But I honestly, yeah. So if I'm gonna start somebody, I think it's probably gonna be Scary Terry at flex. That'd be my consideration.
It's safe.
Yeah. Or I'd
if you don't have anybody better.
Right, exactly. With the teams on bye this week, you probably are gonna want to start Scary Terry. So that's one thing you're probably gonna want to do. So as far as the Eagles are going, we just talked about the Commanders. We were supposed to talk about the Eagles. But the Eagles, 8-1. I'm not concerned about this, okay? The Eagles are a fantasy powerhouse just as the Miami Dolphins are on offense. You got Jalen Hurts. You got Miles Sanders, who's been scoring a lot of touchdowns. You got A.J. Brown, who had a bad game last night. But again, it doesn't seem like they all had a great game. Dallas Goedert and occasionally Devonta Smith. Not really in the talk like all the other guys, but Devonta Smith is possible flex. So that's 5 guys. I mean, the Eagles overall, how do you think they're going to finish? I think they're going to win their division. It's actually a tough division, right? Now they have 1 loss, then Giants 2, Cowboys 3. So it's like they're all right in there. Do you think they're going to win the division in the NFC East?
No.
You don't think so?
I think the Giants are going to.
You think? Really?
Not the Cowboys. They're just going to continue to go downhill.
Right.
I think the Giants win the division.
The Giants win. I'm gonna say the Eagles are probably gonna end up winning, but I would say if I had to pick who was gonna come up behind them, I'd probably say the Giants, which is surprising to say. The Giants overall just really don't look great anymore, or they never used to look great.
They're gonna take them as far as Saquon can take them.
But exactly. As long as he stays healthy, they'll be good.
It's real wood, right?
It is real wood.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so we're good. Yeah, so that's it. But the Eagles overall looking great this year. Can't complain. So the next one, the Giants at 7-2. You think they're going to win the division? We have Saquon Barkley, right? Anybody else? Daniel Jones is a possible throw-in. I'm actually going to have to throw him in our league this week because I had Geno Smith as my backup, but he's also on a bye with Tua this week. So that's a tough thing for sure. So I don't know. I mean, Daniel Jones is a desperate start at quarterback, but besides that, you have Saquon and nobody else.
I don't even know who the receivers are. The last one I knew of was
Kadarius Toney, who got traded.
He's on the Chiefs. So.
Yeah, who also had a big game last week.
Yeah,
19 fantasy points, a touchdown. Not looking bad.
Is Sterling Shepard still on the Giants?
He is.
Oh, then, yeah.
I think he is. But and then there's one other guy right now that's doing decent, not great for him, but at the end of the day, I'm not starting any of them with all the other available options, unless it's like a 16-person league and you need to throw somebody in that flex.
Right.
But no, that's it. So Giants though looking solid right now. Can't say that they're not a good team like they used to be. So that's a good thing. Cowboys at number 3, 6-3.
Cowboys suck. Move on.
Let's say about something though. The Dak, I wouldn't want to start Dak. I think he's too inconsistent, honestly. I'd consider starting. CeeDee Lamb had a 32-point game.
Yeah.
So I mean, CeeDee Lamb's a must start.
Pollard.
Pollard, if
When
Zeke is
Zeke's
out, that's the only thing. He scored over 21 fantasy points the last 2 weeks. He had 3 touchdowns 2 weeks ago. One this past week.
I think Pollard should be the starter.
I think we all can agree on Pollard should be the starter for the Dallas Cowboys, but it'll probably never happen for some reason, even though Zeke really hasn't done anything with the amount of carries.
Trade Pollard to the Bears.
You want to get rid of Montgomery and Herbert? Herbert's not bad. Khalil Herbert?
We can get rid of Montgomery.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that one. I don't think he's great. But yeah, I mean, Tony Pollard is a great running back. He's been playing really, really well when he's getting the opportunities, and he's showing that he can do something with it. So if I were the Cowboys, I'd give him the starting job and then give Zeke a few here and there, see what he does with it.
Right.
That's the problem. So Michael Gallup, desperate start. I'd say Dalton Schultz has come back, and he's doing a great job at tight end again. The Dallas' defense is probably the only thing you really want to start besides CD Lamb right now, though. So
I wouldn't even start them.
I start them because they're pretty good. Good, because all fantasy defenses haven't really been great this year. They're number 2. No, the Eagles are number 4. The Cowboys are number 2.
Not for long.
But we'll see. Cowboys, though, I can't see them winning this division. I think they have a chance of making it in the playoffs, but we'll see.
Right now, yeah. But.
Yeah. We'll see, depending on. It's probably a little bit too early to say, for sure. But and then at the bottom, we already talked about the Commanders at number 4, 5-5. They're not a bad team. They're just not great.
They're getting better.
Right. So, I don't know. I guess we sit here and wait for them and see exactly what's going to happen with them, too. So, as far as the NFC East that is all we are concerned about there. Now, let's take it down. Let's go to the NFC North next. This is kind of funny.
I can sum this up for you in about 30 seconds.
What? Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Vikings are making the Super Bowl. The Packers suck. The Bears suck. The Lions suck. I think that was less than 30 seconds, actually.
That was like 10 seconds to 15 maybe. And
Perfect.
it's accurate. You got the Vikings at number 1, sitting at 8-1.
Dalvin Cook is amazing. Justin Jefferson is unbelievable. Number 1 receiver in the NFL. Kirk Cousins, I love the guy. I'm glad he's playing well. I'm glad he's winning games.
I got to say one thing, though, going back about your Justin Jefferson statement. He's not the number 1 wide receiver. You know who is? Tyreek Hill.
No.
Tyreek Hill is on pace for over 2,000 yards receiving right now.
But can he make the catches Justin Jefferson makes?
Probably.
No.
And he's a lot faster.
Tyreek Hill has a lot more receiving yards because he can just run by everybody. He doesn't have to make the difficult catches.
I think so. I still would say I would. Okay, Justin Jefferson's really good. But again, we're going back to the argument we had. Stephon Diggs, I feel like, is better.
No. Did you see? Okay, let's compare.
They
catches.
just played each other, by the way.
They both had a one-handed catch, right? Justin Jefferson's Stephon Diggs' one-handed catch was just he just jumped up, grabbed it with one hand, right? It's not easy to do.
It's like, yeah, you know what, I can do.
Look, it's a great catch. But then you look at Justin Jefferson's 4th and 18, 2 minutes left. Vikings are losing. Game on the line. Last hope. Just threw it up. Justin Jefferson pretty much had one hand on it. The defender had 2. Justin Jefferson still ripped it away with just one hand and caught it.
There you go.
Going down to the ground.
Yeah. Not bad. He's okay.
Dalvin Cook has been staying healthy.
Dalvin Cook had a good game.
Had the longest touchdown run of his career of 81 yards.
Yeah, so let me ask you this right now. So you're starting Dalvin, you're starting Justin Jefferson, obviously.
Starting Kirk Cousins.
Are you starting Kirk Cousins?
Heck yeah.
He had 15 this week in terms of fantasy points. I think Kirk is a fill-in. I wouldn't say he's a starting quarterback in fantasy.
My boy Kirk is a starter.
In fantasy?
Yeah, well, maybe not the $20 league, but one of the other ones, yeah, sure.
Jordan played him against me this week because Lamar had a bye. And, yeah.
I'm rooting for the Vikings.
I mean, I'd love to see them do great. I think they're not a bad team. Their defense is solid. How about that game, by the way, against the Bills? The Bills had it pretty much sealed. They're on their own 1-yard line, and then Josh Allen fumbles it and gives them a touchdown, and then they go into overtime, and then they lose 33-30. So, tragic.
And then I'll cover the rest of these 3 teams. Packers. Aaron Rodgers.
Packers 4-6 right now.
Aaron Rodgers. You can never doubt him. You can never count him out of a game.
Why are they number Why are they number 2 in the NFC
division?
North? Yeah.
Because the Bears and the Lions both only have 3 wins.
Yeah, exactly.
But in the Lions beat the Packers.
They did. Well, so the Packers are number 2 at 4-6. The Lions are number 3 at 3-6, and the
Bears are last.
They're 3-7. They just lost to the Lions this week. Hey.
Crap out.
Okay, so talk about the Packers. Do they have what's his name? Christian Watson that just came on the scene with 40 fantasy points. Probably won't continue because it's Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball this year, and it's just not working out for Aaron Rodgers.
It is now.
You're cutting Aaron Rodgers.
No.
You're cutting him.
Well,
100%.
I don't think he'll be. No.
In fantasy, you're cutting him.
No.
You know he is number 20 on the year.
That's fine. Give him some. He's warming up. He's old. It took him a few games to get the arm going.
It took him 9 weeks.
I love Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, it is.
I'm a Bears fan, but I love Aaron Rodgers.
So you're saying you'd start him?
Yeah.
You'd start Aaron Jones, right?
Yeah.
Are you starting AJ Dillon, or is that if Aaron Jones goes out?
That'd be you could put him at like flex.
Possible, but he's not getting.
He also gets He gets touches. He gets passes.
He doesn't get touchdowns though, and that's pretty much the problem with him. Are you starting any other wide receivers? Alan Lazard?
Christian Watson.
You're not even starting Alan Lazard anymore?
I mean, I am this week.
Yeah.
But I might sit him if my waiver for Christian Watson goes through.
I'm going to go pick Christian Watson up.
No, bro. Let me have him.
I'm probably higher on the waiver wire because my team is not doing good this year.
Yeah, so just chill.
So, yeah, actually, I'll let you have the chance to win because my chances are this big right now. Yeah. I have to go undefeated to have a chance. That's it.
So the Packers are finally getting their season back on track, I feel like, after that win.
Yeah, I agree.
The Lions, on the other hand.
The Lions at 3-6 and at the third. What do you got to say for the Lions? They're the Lions.
Yeah, they beat 2. Yeah, they're just the Lions. They're not good.
They're not good.
They're not bad.
Yeah. Well,
they're
again, I still have the same feel, and I feel like this is how it's going to be every year. I'm sorry, Lions fans. They are the best, worst team in the NFL. It's just a continual thing that they have. They hang in with everybody, but most of the time they lose. So, Jared Goff, not starting him. I'm starting Jamal Williams over DeAndre Swift right now because DeAndre Swift has played 2 games now with 6 yards rushing and then a receiving touchdown. That's all he's got. And Jamal Williams is getting a touchdown plus yardage. Mm-hmm. So I'm starting Jamal Williams over DeAndre until at least I see.
St. Brown.
Amon-Ra had a huge game this week for 22. No touchdowns, but all receiving. He had like 11 receptions for 120-something yards, I think. But he's doing really well. So Amon-Ra, and that's it because we can't say T.J. Hockenson anymore. I forgot to say that with the Vikings. Mm. He's a starter, obviously. He's getting a lot of looks. Good move for him. I think it's good that he went to the Vikings because now he actually can win a Super Bowl or have the chance to win a Super Bowl. I'm not saying they are going to win, but I'm saying he has a chance now.
Better chance than being in Detroit.
100%. So that's probably about all I'm going to say for the Lions. The Bears, on the other hand, in terms of fantasy,
they have Justin Fields. That's it. We can move on.
30. What was it? What do you have this week? 38?
38. Like 38 this week, like 40-something last week.
I don't even know. I think it was 48 or something.
He's had in the past.
He had a crazy amount of fantasy points last week.
In the past, like 4.
He had like 23, 27, 40-something, and then 38.
In the past couple games, he's rushed for over 500 yards.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, yeah, I'm starting Justin Fields if I have him. I tried to get him as my backup.
Bo gone. He was frick Bo.
Yeah, and now he's playing him over. I don't even remember who he had. Joe Burrow. He had Joe Burrow as his quarterback. It's probably a good thing he got rid of. Joe Burrow's not doing bad, but in terms of fantasy, Justin Fields is way more valuable right now. So Justin Fields. Anybody else?
It. Nope, that's it.
I think if Montgomery wasn't in question or it wasn't in this situation, I think Khalil Herbert would be a starter in fantasy because he does things with it when he touches the ball, but they just don't give him an opportunity for some reason. Montgomery gets most of the carries, so it's a problem. So that's the North. Vikings. You gonna take them winning the Super Bowl or making it at least? Which one? At least making it?
I'd say make it. It's too soon to say they'd win it.
I agree. NFC South next. Also a pitiful one. We got the Bucks at number 1 after their win, 5-5, and they're number 1.
No, I'm saying is Tom Brady is undefeated after he got divorced. Looks like Giselle was holding the GOAT back.
Holding the Woat back.
Yeah.
The worst of all time.
Whoa, GOAT.
Dude, he is playing so bad, though.
He needs to retire.
He's playing so bad. The Bucks, I was going to say, well, you got Mike Evans. Mike Evans, your GOAT. I'd start Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. I'm iffy on starting Tom Brady. If you have a better option, play a better option.
That's who I have.
But I have, well, you have him as your backup, though, at least. But I have him as my starter in Dykema's league. And I'm somehow 6-4 in that league, so I don't know. But I want to say Tom Brady's a must start right now. I'd say Godwin, Evans, and then I was going to say Leonard Fournette, but he's getting he doesn't have as many carries as Rashad White, the backup running back. So they're becoming a running back by committee. Luckily, Leonard Fournette got a touchdown last week for me, but then he also had a hip pointer, was out the last quarter and a half.
Woof.
So, exactly. So I'm not really high on their running game anymore. I'm probably going to sit Leonard Fournette. It's going to cry. But Jonathan Taylor, good thing I played him at flex this week. He almost had 24 fantasy points for me. He's back.
Can I have him?
Oh, I tried to trade him to you.
Did you? Oh, well, no, but...
I tried to trade. I'm not even going to lie.
$20 league?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's trade.
I was trying to get rid of Jonathan Taylor for so many people, and nobody accepted my trade because he was injured that week. And I'm like, even in my head, I'm like, well, I just don't want to deal with this in case he doesn't get, recover.
Right, but you were trying to ask for Austin Eckler.
Austin Eckler. I was giving you Jonathan Taylor, and I was giving you a wide receiver.
Jonathan Taylor was out when you were trying to get Eckler.
I know.
That's not a good trade at that time.
Not at the time, unless you had a good backup, which you probably don't.
Didn't.
Yeah,
no.
so that's.
I'll trade you for.
But if you had a good, it would have been a. Yeah.
I'll trade you now.
You will?
Yeah. I'll give you Melvin Gordon.
I hate you.
Your team's bad. Just give him up.
No, then I'm going to keep Jonathan Taylor. Unless you want. I'll give you Jonathan Taylor and somebody else for Austin Eckler.
I'll give you Devontae Foreman. Look at the numbers he's been putting up.
I don't care. When Chuba Hubbard's fully healthy, it's going to be a split backfield again.
Fine, be that way. You can't have him.
So, anyway, the Bucks 5-5, first in their division. Do you think they're going to win the division?
No.
Probably, because
I don't care anything about that division. They suck.
The Falcons are number 2 at 4-6.
Garbage. I wouldn't start anybody except for maybe Drake London.
Maybe Kyle Pitts.
No.
Because of the tight end situation being so bad this year for everybody.
No. Except
for Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce. And Mark Andrews is out and has been out, so that's a problem. I'm not really going to say much about the Falcons. Cordero Patterson had 2 touchdowns last week, and then if you played him this week, like I played him in my dad's league for him, he got 3 fantasy points. Tragic. So, yeah, the Falcons suck. Somehow they're number 2, and they were number 1 prior to that. The Panthers, 3-7.
Garbage.
Again.
Devontae Foreman, that's it.
And Devontae Foreman and DJ Moore is not even. I wouldn't even start DJ Moore this year. He used to be a decent one. He's kind of up and down right now. I saw a thing the other day that said it was like the revolving door that you have with DJ Moore if you have him on your fantasy team. It was like DJ Moore DJ Moore does bad, I sit him. DJ Moore goes off, I start him. DJ Moore goes bad, I sit him.
That's how
it just keeps going back and forth.
I had him last year. That's exactly how it was.
Yeah, it's kind of just
I'd sit him and he'd put up 20-plus points. I'd start him and he'd get me like 7.
Yeah. Well, that's how it is with Mike Williams when you usually start him. You're either getting like 30 fantasy points or you're getting like 5.
Why start him?
Yeah. Well, he's also been out for like 3 weeks now.
Yeah, now he's back.
Is he back this week?
Well, he's questionable right now, but he's not out.
Guess who's also questionable about going to be back?
Keenan.
I've had him on my roster all year just sitting there.
Let's hope Keenan just stays out.
I hope vice versa.
No, your team sucks.
Well, maybe my team would win if everybody just decided to play.
It doesn't even matter anymore. You have to win out to make the playoffs.
And I will.
No, you won't.
I will.
Have you played me yet?
The problem, you want to know the problem? Is that I would actually have a chance, but Tua, Tyreek, and Jalen Waddle are all on bye this week. so I have to pick up a quarterback off the waiver wire who's going to be Daniel Jones. And then I have to start Deontay Johnson, Cortland Sutton, or Curtis Samuel. Those are my 4 options, or unless Keenan Allen comes back. But and then my running.
If you lose this week, can I have Jonathan Taylor for Melvin Gordon?
No, not for Melvin Gordon.
But you can't make the playoffs.
My running backs right now are so stacked. You can pick if you want one. Well, I'm starting this week at flex. I'm going to start James Conner. He's at flex, but
let me get him to make Denver mad.
I got Dameon Pierce and I got Jonathan Taylor as my 2 starting running backs this week. Leonard Fournette's on a bye and he's hurt, and then I'm going to throw James Conner in there at flex. So, because he scored 2 touchdowns and he actually doing things that he was doing last year, scoring multiple touchdowns. So as long as that continues, I'm happy. But also, Kyler Murray was out for that game, so you really can't base much out of it. I don't know. I'm all over the place with it. Panthers suck. Anyway, last in the division, 3-7. Saints.
They suck too.
Alvin Kamara he's a must start, but he's really not a must start because he's not performing like it. And they lost Michael Thomas for the season again. And Jarvis Landry hasn't been playing. Chris Olave is the only one I would start.
I started him.
And he's doing okay. I
started him this week.
He's got like a consistent 13 fantasy points, which is good. So I put him in at flex if I needed to, or a wide receiver 2 on a bye week. Not bad, honestly. He's probably the only highlight that you could honestly say for the Saints team. So that is the South. There's not much to say there. Most of the teams all suck. They would lose in every other division if they were in it, including the Bucks and the Woe. Right?
Facts.
The Woe.
The what?
The Woe.
No.
The West, the last division in the NFC.
Hold on.
Oh,
don't
God,
you ever disrespect Tom Brady like that again.
He's garbage.
The Michigan man. Don't you ever.
That's also why he's garbage.
Don't you ever.
Don't
Hey,
ever. Before we move on to the NFC West here, because it's the last one. Georgia's number 1, right?
Yeah.
Ohio State number 2, Michigan 3.
Well,
that's TCU's 4. Yeah.
That's what it was.
That's what it is still.
Is it?
Georgia's 1, Ohio State 2, Michigan 3, TCU 4. Tennessee's at number 5 after their loss, and can't remember who's at 6.
But I wonder if they've updated it.
I thought that's what the updated one was, from what I remember. I'm right, people.
That is so dumb.
What do you want Michigan to be 2?
They should be number 2.
Did they beat Ohio State yet?
Ohio State hasn't beaten anybody.
When do they play Ohio State?
Not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
So you guys are going to get your first loss finally?
No. Ohio State's going to get their first loss.
That'll be an interesting game. Both teams. It always is. Okay, Seth, you ready?
Yeah.
NFC West. My Seattle Seahawks are on top of the division, baby. 6-4 Seattle Seahawks. Seth, be happy for me.
The 6-4 Seattle Seahawks.
I thought we were going to be at the bottom of the division this year, and somehow, some way, we're playing very well. Thanks in part to Kenneth Walker, Geno Smith actually playing very well, DK Metcalf playing well, Tyler Lockett playing well. Those are 4 starters in fantasy, or flex at the very least. They're all doing really well, so I can't say anything about it. Happy with my Seattle Seahawks right now. And our defense is actually playing really well. Tariq Woolen, he ran like a 4.3 flat 40 or a little bit faster than that, I think.
Whoa.
He's a corner, really good corner. He's got, I think he's leading or tied for most interceptions in the NFL this year. So he's doing well. Go Seattle.
Best rookie corner is Sauce Gardner.
That's true. You want some sauce with that?
Dude. Insane.
Did you say it in the mic or did you say it over here?
I said insane.
All right, number 2, Niners. The 49ers. So 5-4.
They're going to turn things around with Christian on their team now.
Okay, but this is the problem. Did you see that he actually had less running back carries? He had more plays, but he had less running back carries than Elijah Mitchell because Elijah Mitchell came back this week.
Well, he's still learning the playbook.
He had 40-something points the week before their bye.
Yeah, but he had a passing touchdown and all this
a rushing
stuff.
and a receiving. This is the problem I run into, and I talked about this when they first made the trade, right? CMC, Debo Samuel, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, and now Elijah Mitchell. You have 5 people that you need to feed the ball to. One of them is going to take a hit, or 2 of them are going to take a hit every week. In terms of this week, Debo Samuel scored 5 points. George Kittle scored 3.1 points. And they were the 2 that took the hit. Because then Elijah Mitchell had more, CMC had more, and Brandon Ayuk even had more. To me, George Kittle it upsets me because George Kittle has had 2 good games this year when he came back from injury, and now he's playing bad because he's not personally playing bad, but they're using him for the run game like all too much. He plays every down, but he's either just running a short route and not getting the ball or blocking. That's it. So he had 2 targets, caught one of them when they played this past week. So I'm not a huge fan of it. Kind of upset, honestly. But the 49ers, I think they're on pace to be doing pretty well the rest of the year, especially after the CMC trade. Especially when you give up that much for a running back, better.
Yeah.
So, Cardinals are third at 4-6. Not very good. Kyler Murray, if he's playing, right? I think James Conner is a must start. I would say more so of a flex option based on how he's done this year. But DeAndre Hopkins, after he's been coming back.
I don't think you start anybody but James Conner.
DeAndre Hopkins.
As of right now.
DeAndre Hopkins.
He's getting old.
You see how many points he scored since he's been back?
No.
He's had like almost 20 points or more every week.
Oh, well then start him.
So we got
DeAndre points.
DeAndre Hopkins and James Conner. Kyler Murray too if he is playing. That's it.
Maybe.
Besides that, Rondale Moore has been doing well too, but for me it's just an inconsistency thing. Zach Ertz, by the way, he's a must-start tight end. Did you see
he's
what
out this week?
I know. Yeah, I have him in Dykema League. You have him in our league, right? Sucks. He's probably going to be out for like 3 to 4 weeks. So, who's your backup tight end?
Hayden Hurst.
He's not bad.
Except I put in a waiver to drop him for Cole Kmet.
That's a good one. I was going to do that. Which one would you rather have? Watson or Kmet?
Both.
Because I'll take one that you don't want.
Nope. Your team sucks. I get them both.
So that's the Cardinals. And then, can you believe to say this, that in the NFC West, the Rams are last in their division at 3-6?
It's because they suck.
Matthew Stafford didn't play this last week. And did you see what happened to good old Cooper Kupp? High ankle sprain, might be out for at least 4 weeks.
I'm so glad I don't have him on my team again this year.
Well, I would be glad if I did, because he did so well at the beginning of the season, and my team would actually be in a winner record right now. So I'm not going to say that, because then I could have at least had somebody on the run-up for 4 weeks. But
that sucks.
Yeah.
They might as well just go back out and get Odell again.
I picked him up, but then I looked, and he's not even close on picking a team yet, so I dropped him. I don't think, and being honest about this, I don't think Odell is going to be worth having in fantasy this year. Next year, yeah, depending on what team he goes to, he could be making a huge impact. But they should have signed him like yesterday. So you know what I mean? Especially with Cooper Kupp being out, that'd be a really good thing to go just sign him right now and get him in there, because Allen Robinson doesn't do much. Ben Skoranek is like their best one besides Tyler Higbee. So yeah, and their running back situation is the worst running back situation I feel like in the NFL.
Like what they were good last year.
Yeah, when Darrell Henderson was the main guy, now they want to involve Cam Akers, who sucks. He really sucks.
He didn't suck last year.
He didn't play last year.
In the playoffs, he did.
No.
He came back last year.
Well, he didn't play in the Super Bowl. Darrell Henderson had all the reps in the Super Bowl.
I know
he was out all year. He was out all year.
No, he played last year.
Cam Akers in it.
Yes, he did.
Maybe at the beginning.
No, it was later on in the year, because I remember there was the one play. He ran somebody over and like knocked him out.
Sure, that wasn't Darrell?
I'm positive.
Because I know Darrell
number 3.
He might have gotten a couple. Well, number 3 last year was Odell Beckham.
What? Okay, maybe it wasn't number 3, but it was Cam. I know it was Cam Akers. It wasn't Darrell Henderson.
Well, I know Darrell Henderson was the only one that played in the Super Bowl, so I don't know why they didn't play Cam Akers then, if he was in there. What are you doing?
I'm gonna look up what game it was.
Are you sure it was last year, not 2 years ago?
I'm positive.
He's crazy. But who's coming out of the NFC, by the way? The Vikings or the Eagles?
Vikings.
You think? I think it'd be a close one. I think that the Giants can't be out of contention. I would say the Seahawks just because I'm a biased Seahawks fan, but no.
If that's the case, I think the Bears.
Oh. Okay. No, I'm gonna say the Giants, Eagles, and the Vikings probably have the best chance at making it out of the NFC. I'm gonna say it's a tough say, honestly. I'm gonna say the Eagles. The Eagles are gonna be in the Super Bowl this year out of the NFC.
No,
So
I don't think so.
and we'll get into the AFC later on in another episode.
When did they? Oh, okay. It was November 13th.
Last year?
Yeah.
What year does it say? 2022?
Yeah.
No, 2021. That'd be 2021.
Oh, you're right.
So is it not him?
Are we sure? Am I sure?
Seth doesn't know.
I swear it was Cam.
I told you it wasn't. Darrell Henderson was the main back last year, and that's why they were actually good. They had a running back. They had Odell, and they had Cooper Kupp, obviously. So. Yeah. That'd be it. So do you believe me now? Sethy. Okay, he's deep in thought right now. If you guys are listening to the audio only version right now, I feel bad for you because he's like staring at his phone on a gaze right now.
Okay, I'm sorry. What? I swear it was Cam, but
wait. Say something for me. Say, oh, I'm sorry, Sage. You were right.
I don't know if you were right yet. I'm still trying to. I mean, he only played in one game last year.
Yeah, exactly. He was hurt all year last year, and that's why I said he was.
Oh, but speaking of the Rams, Cooper Kupp's gonna have ankle surgery.
No way.
Yeah.
Is he out for the season? Probably. That's
surgery.
tragic.
Cooper Kupp to have surgery on high ankle sprain, headed to IR.
So he's probably out the rest of the season. Well, if not, he'll be back for the playoffs. Tragic.
He'll be back because he didn't fracture.
Hey, can I say something?
What?
For who had him in our league, I tried to trade for him like 3 weeks ago. Bet you they wish they would have given him to me now. I always try to trade for people that end up getting hurt. So on second thought, I don't want Austin Eckler because he's probably going to get hurt.
Dude, Austin Eckler can't get hurt, bro.
Oh, he can't?
You should take him. You should have him.
Well, Jonathan Taylor's not hurt anymore, so.
Wait, so give him to me.
I kept him that whole damn time. I tried to trade him to you. Should have taken him.
You tried to trade him to me when he was hurt.
You probably don't have a chance either. What are you, 5-5 in our league?
I'm 500. That's good enough in our league. Nobody's really doing any better than that.
You and somebody else that on your side are 5-5. Then there's 4 teams that are 6-4.
Yeah, see, nobody's doing any better.
Well, they're one better. 4 teams.
I'm 1 game behind.
Landon and I right here, we're on the bottom together. We're on the bottom of the standings. We're in the same division too. So.
1 game behind isn't a big deal.
Yeah, I'm 1 game behind too.
1 game behind the people who are 1 game behind?
No, 2 games. I'm 3-7, dude. I lost this. I needed to win this last week, and the only way I can actually have a chance now is to win out. That is the only way. So, most likely I'm screwed. Anyway, Seth, thank you so much for talking NFC Breakdown with me.
You're welcome, bud.
I appreciate it.
Glad I could be here.
Seth and I are going to go shoot Leroy later. It's this big 8-point. No big deal. We're going to shoot him. Seth's going to gut him.
I'm not gutting anything.
Yeah, but guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Season 2, Episode 9. Come back for Season 2, Episode 10 on AFC Breakdown. Thank you again so much to Defense Soap for sponsoring this episode. And make sure to tune in on TikTok and Instagram for the giveaways that I'll be doing with them. So have a great one, guys.